Gridworks here. Hope everyone's well. I want to go into a bit more detail in the area surrounding North Ayrshire in Scotland. So this area has a number of interesting features, as I'm sure many other areas do as well, but there's quite a lot of significant history here. So this is the area that we're concerned with. We've got Ardrossan, Stevenston, Kilwinning, Dalry and West Kilbride. There's a lot going on in this area. Evidently the Templars were here. Let's have a quick look at Google Earth. First of all, Kilwinning is the home of the Mother Lodge of Freemasonry. Lodge 0 is located here. This is the first lodge ever established for Freemasonry in the world, Scottish Freemasonry at least. Additionally, it's the start of the Old Kings Road. Now, as we've come to know, the Old Kings Road is where the kings were taken from Kilwinning Abbey all the way over to Iona, and they travelled along this path. This is the best estimate we have of how this path goes based on the old maps that we found and of looking for information about it. The kings in their coffin would rest at Portincross Castle and then go by boat to Iona to get buried. Now, along this King's Road there are a number of very interesting features very close by. Obviously, Kilwinning Abbey is itself a very old abbey. The Mother Lodge is very close by to the abbey. Then we see, and I only just noticed this tonight, that the Ashgrove Mount is right next to the road, and so is the other male vortex, of which I have videos on both of these. I'll link them at the end of this video. As we continue along this road, we find other features like mounds that are unaccounted for. There's a stone circle right next to the road here at Blackshaw. There's lots of wells nearby. This reservoir did not exist back then. It's extremely close to the Hopeland Muir complex that we discovered, with a cairn and fort, an undiscovered stone circle and a long barrow. So there's quite a lot of old Neolithic and other remains very close to this road. Now, the area that I'd like to focus, well actually let me just follow this road. So it goes past Law Castle and through West Kilbride itself. Obviously West Kilbride would not have been this big at that time, and then eventually ends up at Portincross Castle. Now, coming back, I want to spend a bit of time talking about Blackshaw Hill, and there's a cup and ring marked rock here as well. So let's have a look at the overlay, which adds a lot more interest to this area. You can see there's a ring marked rock nearby. We'll zoom in on that in a minute. There's an old enclosure, and this area is extremely interesting. You can see there's a path here marked on the Ordnance Survey map. Very interesting. Let's have a look at the actual Ordnance Survey map. You can see this is the area here. So this is where the cup and ring marked rock is, and then you have this path coming in here. There's a reason I'm talking about this path. I'll come to that in a minute. So I took some notes one day when I was up there. I approached from Blackshaw Hill from the cairn and came down the hill and along the track, which is actually the Old Kings Road. Now, interestingly, very interestingly, I took my dowsing rod out and asked it to take me on the path of the nearest Earth energy line, and the path is exactly on, or the Earth energy line is exactly on the path. Either way, both follow exactly the same path all the way through here. Now there's a very interesting set of rocks or stones configured. I've got photos, I'll show them in a minute. And the energy goes around these rocks and then comes back, crosses over the path, goes through a gate and follows all the way up to the cup and ring marked rock, which is pretty impressive. It's quite large. And then it comes back out from the rock and heads up the hill to what was doused as a sacred grove, which is this black area here. I had to head through the trees to get to it. So very, very interesting. Let's have a look at some of the photographs now. So this is as you come off the main track and you go down the path, and you're following the path round. The loch is just over here, and there's the loch there. The path has been mowed and kept in very good condition, and as I say, the dowsing rod follows exactly down the middle of this path. Here are the rock formation, and the path comes round like this and comes back on itself, then crosses the road and goes straight up the side of this wall. Now this is the cup and ring marked rock, very large. You'll see quite a few indents all over it. Very, very impressive cup and ring marked rock. That gives you an idea of the size. That's a large winter backpack. It's not a day pack. Some of them are quite deep. There's a lot of work went into this rock. Some say they are control panels for the earth grids. How deep this one is, very, very deep. You can see these two here are also extremely deep. You get an idea of a little bit of how deep some of these are. Very impressive work. It must have taken a very long time to build. And this one is unusual in that it's quite straight edged. And this is on the way back out from the cup and ring marked rock up the hill, as we see here. So that's the area. Very interesting how the path follows the earth energy line. I don't know whether the farmer maintains that track, and whether because the farmer always goes in the same direction, the earth energy line has taken the path of least resistance, or whether it was a natural way to meander and whoever was making the path followed that route. But we see a lot of sheep paths and cow trails where animals follow the same track for years and years and years, and they are also on earth energy lines, so we're not quite sure what comes first, the track or the humans or animals following it. So this is Blackshaw Hill, cup and ring marked rock. As I was there, I had to do some grounding to download cosmic light, did some blessings, left some orgonite, and had some interesting experiences at the cup and ring marked rock. I'll maybe save that for another video. As always, like and subscribe, and feel free to comment. Thank you.